These bites and scrape marks are not feasible by a dog. No matter how big or fast, even if it's probably a trained dog, the dog trainer shook his head. The bodies of the corpses are almost mutilated. For God's sake, the dog can be taught to kill. But not in this way.
But is it impossible for a dog to do that? Clint asked.
Maybe. Probably with particular breeds of dogs like wolves. But it's not easy. Human models will be needed for dogs to practice if certainty is needed.
How about when a dog is hungry? Luna asked.
They have the capacity to eat muscle tissue, Miss Catapang. But you might not want to listen to it, Jason replied.
It's okay, she replied to the dog trainer. You are telling us that a dog can eat human muscle tissues?
Yes, but a dog won't consume the whole flesh of a human. Jason stared at the picture of the corpses again, because this is not the way dogs eat. Even the wild ones.
Luna bit her lower lip at what she heard. What kind of wild animal can kill and eat human flesh? She asked herself.
Are these all the footprints from the crime scene? Jason asked.
Clint nodded. How big is a dog to make something like that in the picture?
Clint's growing interest in the case is remarkable. Her partner probably felt the dog trainer was worried about the pictures. The dog trainer was sweating on his forehead, even though the aircon was turned on inside his office. His face turned pale, his hands trembled, and the pictures rustled together.
A monster, a big, fast, and brutal monster to be able to accept this kind of training, ordinary breeds of dogs can't.
What kind of breed? Luna asked. She was interested to know.
As I mentioned, the wolf breeds. Timber wolves are non-existent here in our country. Maybe the huskies, German shepherds, too. But I'm not sure either. For many years in my work, I have seen nothing like this done by a dog. I think. Jason didn't continue what he was going to say.
You think, what?
The dog trainer took the cast to some of the paw prints. And he peeked sharp big and wide wings. These are not paw prints, but traces of a big and wide wings. Which is very strange.
The attacker killed Espota Santos before he could even pull out a gun. They went to the police station to ask for photos taken at the crime scene.
We have to be careful in this case, Luna, Clint said. This will be a very sensational case. The reporter will be crawling all over the crime scene by tomorrow morning.
I know, it's really hard for us to quote.
We will be the ones the media will repeatedly ask. The case is serious, Clint added.
Everything you need is already there, said SPO3 Raul Vargas, who manages the needs of the two NBI agents, photos and copies of footprints. At the crime scene we took, but they're vague. SPO.3 Vargas has a point in what he said, but this part of the investigation they will only know later. Before it can identify the motives for the crime, must first establish the so-called motive date.
NBI agents Clint and Luna went to the office of an expert dog trainer to show him footprints from the crime scene. Jason Duran is an ordinary civilian who liaises with the National Bureau of Investigation, Armed Forces of the Philippines, and the country's police headquarters in training dogs to use them in their work.